Welcome to Weird History Podcast. I'm your host, Ben Carter. In the annals of history, there are tales that, in their sheer oddity, linger on the fringes of believability. Such tales often intertwine myth and reality until the line between the two becomes blurred, and we are left questioning the limits of human endeavor. One such tale is that of the knight who wore a suit of ice. In the deep recesses of the 16th century, a time of shifting borders and volatile monarchies, a peculiar event took place. A jousting match unlike any other was held in the heart of France, a spectacle of chivalry that would forever be etched in the annals of history. The knight at the center of this event was not clad in the typical armor of iron or steel. No, this knight donned something far more extraordinary, a suit made entirely of ice. The ice suit, born from a combination of freezing temperatures and audacious craftsmanship, was molded to the knight's body. It was a shining beacon of frost and chill, gleaming under the winter sun, a sight as breathtaking as it was bizarre. The suit was an embodiment of paradox, solid yet fragile, beautiful yet potentially lethal. For the knight encased within this icy shell, the stakes were high. One wrong move could shatter the suit, leaving him vulnerable to the mercy of his opponent. But who was this frost-clad warrior who dared to defy convention in such a dramatic way? What motivated him to step away from the norms of chivalry and risk his life in a suit of ice? The answer, as with many a historical mystery, is not entirely clear. Traces of his identity are scattered across the annals of history, obscured by the mists of time. What we do know from chronicles of the period is that this knight was a man of considerable standing, a noble of high birth. His audacity was matched only by his stature, both physically and socially. His name, however, remains a point of contention among historians, a mystery yet to be unraveled. The tales of his icy joust, though, echo through the centuries. They paint a picture of a man who was as audacious as he was enigmatic, a knight who dared to defy the norms of his time in the most chilling of ways. Amidst the clanging of steel and the roar of the crowd, the knight in the icy suit stood as a testament to the lengths to which human audacity can stretch. His story, shrouded in myth, intrigue, and frosty mystery, continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. It remains a testament to the extraordinary lengths individuals can go to challenge norms, push boundaries, and create a spectacle that lingers in the collective memory of humanity, long after the frost has melted away. The tale of the knight who wore a suit of ice, as chilling as it may be, serves as a stark reminder of the fascinating and often strange tapestry of our shared past. The tale of the knight who wore a suit of ice is not merely a tale of daring audacity, but also a testament to the incredible craftsmanship of the period. A piece of armor, by its nature, is a delicate balance between protection and mobility. It must shield the wearer from harm while allowing them the freedom to move, attack, and defend. The creation of such a piece in ice, therefore, is a feat of craftsmanship that boggles the mind. The suit had to be carefully sculpted, each piece fitting seamlessly into the next, all while maintaining the integrity of the ice. Even a slight mistake could render the entire suit useless, or worse, dangerous for the wearer. The knight's icy armor was not a mere block of frozen water. It was a marvel of engineering, a labyrinth of interconnected ice pieces, each crafted with meticulous precision. The helmet, with its slits for the eyes and mouth, was a masterpiece in its own right, carefully shaped to fit the knight's head without obstructing his vision or breath. The chestplate, the gauntlets, the greaves, each piece was a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the craftsmen of the period, who took the challenge of creating a functional suit of armor from ice and turned it into a work of art. The suit was not the only shocking aspect of this event. Equally astonishing was the knight's ability to withstand the extreme cold. Encased in a suit of ice, with the freezing temperatures seeping into his very skin, the knight would have had to endure conditions that could easily cause hypothermia. It is a testament to his sheer willpower, physical resilience, and perhaps even his desperation to create such a spectacle that he was able to withstand such conditions. And then there was the joust itself. The sight of the icy knight charging towards his opponent, frost trailing in his wake, must have been an unforgettable spectacle. Each clash of the lances, each thunderous gallop of the horses would have caused the ice to shudder and crack, a constant reminder of the fragility of the suit and the danger it posed to its wearer. The knight who wore a suit of ice defied not only the norms of chivalry, but also the very laws of nature. His audacity was as breathtaking as the icy suit that encased him, a chilling spectacle that continues to captivate and mystify. The frost has long since melted away, but the memory of that icy night, charging fearlessly into battle clad in a suit of shimmering ice, remains frozen in time. His tale is a stark reminder of the lengths to which individuals can go to challenge norms, push boundaries, and leave an indelible mark on the annals of history. In a similar vein of audacious defiance, the pages of history are also imprinted with a unique tale of a secret society. This wasn't just any clandestine group. This was a secret society that sought to create a nation of pirates. It was a daring and ambitious venture that burst forth from the shadows of the 18th century, a period rife with maritime exploits and the thrills of the high seas. Known to a select few as the Libertatia, this secret society was conceived by a group of pirates, renegades, and outlaws who shared a common dream: to create a utopian pirate nation, free from the constraints of law, governance, and societal norms. Their vision was a land where pirates could live freely, unburdened by the chains of hierarchy and the fear of punitive justice. The Libertatia was more than just a sanctuary for pirates. It was a radical experiment in anarchic living. The society proposed a collective ownership of wealth and property, a stark contrast to the mercantile greed that defined the era. This radical notion was embodied in their motto, "For God and Liberty," which underscored their quest for freedom and equality. The audacity of this venture was matched only by the audacity of its location. According to the lore, Libertatia was said to be situated on the island of Madagascar, a remote and largely unexplored landmass that promised isolation from the prying eyes of the world. The society's founders envisioned it as an impregnable fortress, a veritable pirate paradise nestled amidst the treacherous waters of the Indian Ocean. Yet the most astonishing facet of this society was its purported governance. The tales speak of a pirate king elected not by birthright but by the collective will of the pirates themselves. In this anarchic kingdom, power was not inherited but earned, and leadership was not a privilege but a responsibility. This radical society, as audacious as it was, existed as an apparition, a tale whispered in hushed tones among seafaring men. It was a phantom nation, visible only to the eyes of those who dared to dream. Yet, its very existence, however fleeting or elusive, was a testament to the indomitable spirit of human defiance. The tale of Libertatia and its pirate society is a fascinating chronicle of audacity and rebellion. It is a narrative of a secret society that dared to dream of a nation of pirates, a free land amidst the vast expanse of the high seas. Despite its evanescent existence, the legend of Libertatia continues to echo across the centuries, a vivid reminder of the audacious dreams and defiant spirits that once roamed the seas. The pirate society of Libertatia was not only radical in its political and economic ideologies, but also in its social structure. The narratives describe a society that was shockingly progressive for its time. It was a society where every pirate, irrespective of their origin or past, was considered equal. This was a stark departure from the rigid class hierarchies of the 17th century world. Libertatia was said to be a melting pot of pirates from different backgrounds, races, and nations. The society was reportedly home to a diverse populace that included English, French, Dutch, and African pirates. This notion of egalitarianism extended to gender as well. Women, an unheard-of concept in the pirate world, supposedly held equal status in the society. These progressive ideas were not just confined to theory, but were ingrained in the society's everyday practices. For instance, it is said that the pirates of Libertatia used a unique language known as lingua franca, or the free tongue. This language, a mix of various European and African tongues, was adopted as a symbol of unity and equality. Perhaps the most shocking aspect of Libertatia was its attitude towards slavery. The society was vehemently anti-slavery. Any slave who managed to flee to Libertatia was said to be instantly granted freedom. This was an audacious stand, especially considering that the 17th century was the height of the Atlantic slave trade. It was a direct affront to the powers that be, a bold commentary on the rampant injustices of the era. There are also tales of a pirate code that governed the conduct of the society's members. This code, far from being a set of anarchic guidelines, was a meticulously drafted constitution. It reportedly contained clauses about fair division of loot, communal living, democratic decision-making, and even conflict resolution mechanisms. Despite these progressive ideals, the Society of Libertatia was not without its contradictions. It was, after all, a society of pirates. The wealth they shared so equitably was plundered from others. Their quest for freedom was built on acts of violence and lawlessness. Yet, the very existence of such a society, however brief or mythical, challenges our understanding of history. It forces us to confront the contradictions and complexities of human nature. The Pirate Society of Libertatia, with all its audacity and paradoxes, remains an enduring enigma, a testament to the power of human spirit and its perennial quest for freedom. In the annals of history, there are tales that seem too strange to be true, yet they persist, capturing our imagination and challenging our perception of the past. One such story hails from the heart of Europe, from the reign of an eccentric emperor who, in a fascinating yet macabre twist, ordered his guards to hunt vampires. Our tale begins in the 18th century, in the Habsburg monarchy, under the rule of Emperor Joseph II. Joseph, known for his progressive reforms, was also a man of incredulous beliefs and eccentricities. Among these was his profound dread and fascination with the supernatural, particularly with the myth of vampires. In the year 1784, reports began to reach the emperor of a series of strange incidents in rural parts of the empire. The accounts were chilling. Villagers were being found lifeless, their bodies drained of blood, and with mysterious marks on their necks. As the tales spread, they were accompanied by whispers of an ancient evil, a nocturnal predator that fed on human life force, the vampire. For many, these stories were mere superstitions, the product of rural folklore and fear. But for Emperor Joseph II, they were a threat that needed to be addressed. In an extraordinary proclamation, he ordered his guards to hunt down these supposed vampires. The emperor's directives were explicit. His soldiers were to dig up freshly buried corpses, inspect them for signs of vampirism, and, if found guilty, decapitate and burn the bodies to prevent them from rising again. This order, a shocking blend of morbidity and dread, was carried out with a grim sense of duty. In the still darkness of the night, the guards would exhume graves, their faces lit by the eerie glow of lanterns. They would inspect the corpses, their hands trembling in the chill of the night and the terror of their task. And when they found what they believed to be evidence of vampirism, bloated bodies, blood around the mouth, or a corpse that appeared too well preserved, they would carry out the emperor's edict with a mixture of fear and solemnity. This bizarre vampire hunt, initiated by a ruler's dread and carried out by his loyal guards, is a testament to the power of fear and belief. It also highlights the lengths to which even the most powerful can go when gripped by superstition. This episode in the reign of Emperor Joseph II, while macabre and unsettling, is a fascinating glimpse into the human psyche and the darkness it is capable of conjuring. The impact of the emperor's decree reverberated across the Habsburg Empire. Fear took root, spreading from the rural hamlets to the cosmopolitan hubs. People began to shun the night, bolting doors and windows as the sun set, whispering prayers against the creatures of the night that their ruler had seemingly acknowledged as real. The emperor's guards, steeled by their loyalty, undertook the gruesome task with grim determination. In the dim light of the lanterns, they sifted through grave dirt, their faces a mask of stoic resolve against the eerie backdrop. The sounds of their shovels were often the only break in the oppressive silence, each clank a grim reminder of the macabre duty they were compelled to perform. The process of identifying a suspected vampire was not for the faint-hearted. The guards were looking for specific signs: corpses that had not decomposed as expected, bodies that appeared bloated as though gorged on a recent meal, or the presence of blood around the mouth. Once such signs were found, the guards were to carry out the prescribed method to ensure the creature would not rise again: decapitation and burning. The sight of the emperor's men, their uniforms smeared with grave dirt and their faces hardened by their task, became a symbol of the era. The crackling flames from the funeral pyres would puncture the night, casting an ominous glow on the surrounding landscape and a stark reminder of the terror that had gripped the empire. Yet, in the midst of this unbridled fear and superstition, there were voices of reason. Some physicians and scholars dared to question the validity of the vampire claims. They attributed the supposed signs of vampirism to natural processes that occur after death, such as the bloating of bodies due to gas formation or blood pooling around the mouth. However, their voices of reason were drowned out in the tumult of fear. The emperor's decree had made it clear. These creatures of the night were not figments of folklore or the product of fevered imaginations, but a tangible threat that had to be eradicated. The vampire hunt under Emperor Joseph II was not just a historical event, it was a psychological phenomenon. It unveiled the power of supernatural beliefs, the susceptibility of people to fear, and the extent to which authority can shape and manipulate reality. The emperor, blinded by his own fears and superstitions, had inadvertently fueled a reign of terror that gripped his empire in a chilling stranglehold. And yet, in this dark chapter of history, we find a compelling exploration of the human condition and the lengths to which it will go when confronted by the unknown. In stark contrast to the vampire hunts amid the Enlightenment, the 20th century bore witness to another spectral phenomenon, one that was not rooted in superstition, but instead in the calculated strategic deception of warfare. This was the Ghost Army of World War II, a covert operation that used illusion and theatrics to misguide and manipulate the enemy. Born out of the dire necessity of war, the Ghost Army was a force unlike any other in the history of military strategy. Its soldiers were not chosen for their tactical prowess or physical strength, but for their creativity, ingenuity, and ability to deceive. Among them were artists, actors, designers, and engineers, men who were tasked with crafting an elaborate illusion of might and power to mislead the enemy. The Ghost Army's most striking tactic was the creation of inflatable tanks, planes, and artillery. From a distance, these rubber decoys looked convincingly real. They were meticulously detailed and accurately scaled to mimic the real thing. The Ghost Army would position these faux units in strategic locations, creating the illusion of a formidable force where none actually existed. But the deception didn't end there. The Ghost Army also employed the use of sonic trickery. Using high-powered speakers, they would broadcast the sounds of troops on the move, of tanks rumbling, and of artillery fire. These sounds could be heard up to 15 miles away, further enhancing the illusion of a massive military force readying for battle. And yet, the illusion was not solely visual and auditory. The Ghost Army went to great lengths to create a convincing narrative. They crafted fake insignias, planted deceptive documents, and even used spoof radio, where operators mimicked the radio traffic of real units. In one of the most audacious acts of deception, members of the Ghost Army would frequent local taverns, openly discussing fictitious plans and operations, knowing that enemy spies were likely listening. This carefully crafted theater of war was designed to create doubt, misdirection, and fear, a phantom menace that kept the enemy guessing. The Ghost Army's impact on World War II is immeasurable. Their deceptions are believed to have saved countless lives by diverting enemy forces and causing confusion among their ranks. Yet, the Ghost Army's existence remained a military secret for decades. It is a testament to the audacity, creativity, and courage of those involved. Their story serves as a powerful reminder of the role of illusion in warfare, and the lengths to which nations will go to protect their people and their cause. The Ghost Army's operations stretched the boundaries of military strategy, merging the realms of artistry and warfare into a surreal theater of deception. But perhaps one of the most bizarre aspects of the Ghost Army was its use of spoof personalities. The Ghost Army didn't merely impersonate military units. They impersonated individuals. Members of the unit were assigned specific roles, adopting false identities of high-ranking officers. These spoof personalities would travel openly, wearing the insignia of their assumed rank and unit, knowing that the enemy was watching. They would often be seen inspecting foe installations, giving the illusion of strategic importance to these areas. But the illusion of the Ghost Army extended beyond the battlefield. Their deception permeated into the everyday life of the men involved. In order to be convincing, these men had to live their assumed identities, maintaining their roles even in casual conversation. This level of commitment to the deception was another layer of the psychological warfare being waged, a subtle undermining of the enemy's confidence in their own intelligence gathering. The Ghost Army's deceptions were also physical. They used a range of creative techniques to alter the landscape, making it appear as though large military installations existed where there were none. They would dig false tank tracks, create dummy airfields with faux planes, and even build fake supply dumps. Another fascinating aspect of the Ghost Army was their use of weather balloons. These would be launched with lights attached, creating the illusion of paratroopers descending in the night sky. This tactic was particularly effective in creating panic and confusion among enemy forces. Perhaps the most shocking aspect of the Ghost Army was the risk involved. These men were essentially unarmed, their only weapons being their ingenuity and artistry. If discovered, they would have been defenseless against enemy forces. Yet, they willingly put themselves in danger, understanding the importance of their mission. The Ghost Army represents a unique chapter in the annals of warfare. Their tactics were unconventional, their missions fraught with danger, and their existence shrouded in secrecy. Yet, their impact was profound, and their legacy continues to resonate in the annals of military history. The Ghost Army serves as a testament to the power of creativity, illusion, and audacity in the face of overwhelming odds. Turning our attention to another intriguing piece of history, we delve into the strange tale of the secret tunnel beneath the U.S. Capitol, a clandestine project born of lunacy, paranoia, and an obsession with an improbable threat. This story takes us back to the 19th century, to an era when the United States was still in its infancy, and one man's irrational fear led to an architectural curiosity that remains to this day. The protagonist of this bizarre episode is none other than the eccentric Samuel Alfred Craig, a self-proclaimed visionary and patriot whose eccentricities and erratic behavior earned him the moniker of Mad Craig. Craig was convinced that the U.S. Capitol was under imminent threat of British invasion, a conviction that had no basis in fact or reason. Despite the lack of any discernible threat, Craig was relentless in his pursuit of securing the Capitol. He believed that a secret tunnel would be the key to ensuring the safety of the nation's lawmakers in the event of an attack. With an obstinate determination that bordered on obsession, Craig set about his task. He labored in secret, using tools he'd fashioned himself. Often working under the cover of darkness, Craig dug tirelessly, his frenetic energy driven by an unfounded fear. It was a mammoth task, one that would have been daunting even for a team of experienced miners. Yet Craig, with no formal training or expertise, persevered single-handedly, driven by his delusion and a fervent belief in his cause. The tunnel that Craig dug was no ordinary passage. It was a labyrinthine subterranean network, with passages snaking under the Capitol, their twists and turns mirroring the tortured mind of their creator. The intricate design of the tunnel system was a testament to Craig's ingenuity and determination, even if it was born out of irrational fear. The discovery of the tunnel sent shockwaves throughout the nation. Here was evidence of the lengths one man would go to protect his country, albeit based on a delusional threat. The tunnel was seen as both a marvel of individual endeavor and a chilling reminder of the power of paranoia. Perhaps the most extraordinary aspect of this story is the enduring legacy of Mad Craig's tunnel. Today, it has been repurposed and integrated into the infrastructure of the U.S. Capitol. It serves as a stark reminder of a time when fear and paranoia led a man to carve out an incredible piece of history beneath the very heart of American governance. The tale of the secret tunnel under the U.S. Capitol, built by a lunatic, is a fascinating study of the human mind's capacity for irrational fear and the extraordinary lengths one can go to when driven by such fear. It stands as a testament to how delusion can be translated into concrete reality, and in this case, a secret tunnel beneath one of the nation's most iconic buildings. As we delve further into the story of Mad Craig and his secretive labyrinth, it's important to focus on the engineering feat that this tunnel truly was. Despite his lack of formal training, Craig managed to dig a network of tunnels without causing any noticeable disturbance to the surface above. This meant maintaining the structural integrity of the soil and dealing with the issues of drainage and ventilation, all while remaining unnoticed. His skills were nothing short of extraordinary, and the tunnel was a testament to his ingenuity and tenacity. The tunnel's structure reflected the mind of its creator, It was not built in a straight line but rather twisted and turned, resembling more of a maze than a tunnel. The complex design suggested that Craig was not merely digging a passage, but was, in fact, creating a subterranean fortress. The architecture of the tunnel and its intricate network of passageways showed his incredible foresight and planning. When it was finally discovered, the tunnel left the nation in awe and disbelief. While many were shocked and disturbed by Craig's actions, others were captivated by the audacity of his endeavor. The tunnel was seen as a symbol of individualistic grit and a product of unbridled paranoia, a physical manifestation of a mind in the throes of delusion. The enduring legacy of Mad Craig's tunnel is as complex as its creator. Today, it serves as a physical reminder of the lengths one individual can go when driven by fear and obsession. The tunnel has been repurposed and integrated into the infrastructure of the Capitol, its labyrinthine passageways now part of the building's security system. It serves not only as a practical feature, but also as a monument to a time when fear led a man to undertake an extraordinarily ambitious project fueled by delusion. The story of Mad Craig and his secret tunnel under the U.S. Capitol is one that is shrouded in mystery and fascination. It is a tale of unparalleled determination, irrational fear, and human ingenuity. It is a stark reminder of the power of the human mind, capable of crafting an entire world beneath the surface when driven by fear and obsession. This tale stands as a testament to the complex interplay of fear, delusion, and remarkable human tenacity, and how these forces can create a piece of history that continues to captivate the nation. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of Weird History Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to Weird History Podcast on Spotify. Subscribe now.